Welcome back to Cricket for Americans as we talk about our World Cup special Final Four preview. 3 more matches to go, baby. 3 more matches to go, baby. Nick here.
What? Huh?
Final Four preview, baby. World Cup.
Repeat that one more time. What?
Final Four.
Fraudulent Final Four. Let me tell you something right now. Fraudulent Final. This whole thing is suspect. All right. This whole DLS. You need an abacus, bro. You need a supercomputer. You need Elon Musk's computer in order to figure out DLS. Dude, the chart that they use. Hans sent us a picture of it on Twitter. We're gonna post it. Bro, it looks like a periodic table. All right, those guys, Billy Buckner figured that out. Really? Stop it! Fired up, fraudulent, and then South Africa. Bavuma needs to be investigated. I said it. You choke. You choke. What are you, the West Indies? You losing to B squads? South Africa. You were in my Final Four. How does that look for me, Nick? South Africa, you had just beat India before you came in here. And does that even make sense? Nick, does that make sense to you? Okay, I know you're not Mr. Conspiracy Theory.
Can I interrupt real quick? It does make sense.
Please.
Because everyone, including Jihan, their brother, says that South Africa chokes every single time. And I don't mean to make light of it because I'm a fan of several teams that choke all the time. It hurts, trust me. But Jihan called it. Everyone else that watches cricket, they called it. I'm sorry. South Africa fans know that's true.
Coming into the tournament, we talked about how South Africa held court at home and smocked India. You beat one of the top teams in the world.
They beat him in this tournament. They were 2-0. They lost one match. They had 2 matches left to go. They just beat India. They were sitting pretty. They got destroyed. That's the only DLS match I'm not going to contend with because Pakistan still had like an 89-run lead with like their 6 overs left to go. They weren't chasing that. And then the Netherlands? The Netherlands? The only win they had?
Collusion! This whole thing is suspect. There's going to be Jared Kimber, all those guys that are much more important than us. I want them to do an investigation. And just like in Death of the Gentleman, you're going to find out some dark money came in here, cousin. Some of that, cricket money came in because it makes no sense. How do you lose to the Netherlands? The Netherlands, bro. Really? I see losing to New Zealand, all right? Even though New Zealand, too, doesn't make sense to me, all right? You could fit New Zealand, 10 times? 15 times probably in India. Like, it's such a small nation, but still, okay, New Zealand has at least respect. But the Netherlands? Bro, I'm making a phone call. First thing we do when we get down to the World Cup is we're going to hit Bravuma up on Twitter and say, USA wants to win. What's it going to cost? Because they're selling wins, Nick. They're selling wins in South Africa. That's what it is. The economy's not good. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe the recession hit over there already, but I can tell you right now, that is the most suspect loss in this entire tournament. And anyone that disagrees with me, please tell me in the comment. Yeah, it makes sense that if it was in Vegas, that I'm going to ask Anthony what it was. It was probably, no joke, South Africa should have been like a plus 400 or 500 on this to win. You have to lay 400 to get 100. That's how big of an underdog the Netherlands was, and they won this. Oh, dude, I'm disgusted with it. With that being said, I got my rant out of the way. Yes, Final Four. Bye, Australia. I got nothing to watch for. Bye, Australia. How about that? Right? You get rid of JL. JL would have said, no, England. This is my impersonation, by the way. No, England. We stay and play the game. I don't know if that's how he says. We stay and play the game. He would have said, oh, yeah, let's concede the match. But we give it up. We gave up the match, Nick, and now we get bumped. All right? We won more games than South Africa. We won more games than Pakistan. We did, but no, we're out. Bye. You know what I mean? JL's like at home right now thinking to himself, I would have made us play that match. Exactly. I don't care if it was 5 overs. Nick, it would have tasted better to me even if they DLS'd me. But abandoning the match? Give me 5 overs at least. Give it. I turned DLS, by the way, into an adjective. Do you really want to know what DLS stands for? No. It starts with an F, but we can't say it. No. We can't say it because this is a family channel. But DLS is now an adjective, and it stands for, it starts with an F, okay? But you just got DLS'd. You just got DLS'd.
Yeah.
It could be an adjective or a verb, by the way. Okay, DLS could be an adjective or a verb, an action verb. With that being said,
you know, life is bad when someone's asking for DLS to happen to them. You know, life is bad.
If you're an Australia fan, you gotta feel like you got cheated out of this tournament. Like, oh, come on, are you serious right now? Conceding that match was such a mistake. You called it, Nick. That's even worse than DLS, and now I know why. It left just a bad taste in my mouth. I'm angry at this World Cup. I'm not going to lie, in case you guys couldn't tell. I'm angry at this World Cup. With that being said, West Indies was never in it, so I'm not even going to pay attention, okay? By the way, South Africa, why don't you drop one to the West Indies? Give me that gift. You know what I mean? If you're dropping matches to the Netherlands, might as well drop one to the West Indies from time to time. You know what I mean? Am I asking for a lot? Gosh, Nick. Both your squads are in. I hate you. And there's a possibility both your squads can actually make it to the final. So we've got England, we've got India, we've got Pakistan.
Only one of my teams can make it to the final because they're playing each other next.
Okay, they're playing each other next. Okay. We got Pakistan, a suspect Pakistan, backdooring their way in. Oh my God. I didn't know Pakistan sat on diamond mines. I didn't know Pakistan sat on gold mines. What did they pay South Africa to throw that match? Yes, I said it here. All right. Somebody made a phone call and said, "What's it gonna cost, Bavuma?" That's my Pakistani voice. What's it gonna cost, Bavuma?
Why do all of your accents around the world all sound exactly the same?
Because I barely speak English, okay? All my
accents. You speak 2 languages. You speak 2 languages. You can speak Spanish with the pronunciation. What's wrong with you?
Not well, my friend. Not well. Oh. But anyways, Pakistan. Sorry, Azad. Pakistan gets in, and of course the Netherlands, which we all knew were going to be there. Not the Netherlands. Sorry, New Zealand, because New Zealand is in every final. It seems like it. Nick. I mean, after my rants, I want to hear what you think, the happy people, because everybody already knows what I think. What do you think about this Final Four?
Oh, I can finally talk. Appreciate that after 8 minutes. So, very, very excited. I'm wearing one of my team's hats because one of my teams is actually still in it, which is fantastic.
Okay. I just threw up a little bit of my
Australia had everything set up for them. I mean, they had the red carpet. It was in their backyard. India got screwed because of, something they couldn't control, COVID, couldn't host it in their own country. Australia wins it in the UAE just last year, and they get it in their home ground, okay? Everyone, including myself, was predicting them to get to the Final Four. They won just as many games as Pakistan, not more, but they had a better record win percentage-wise, and they don't get in. And it's a beautiful thing, okay? Not for Australia fans, but you guys hate me already, so it's a beautiful thing. Trust me.
It's like I can't take any more hate.
Now, the sad thing is they had a chance to control. They didn't get to control their own destiny completely. They won 3 out of 4. Not too bad, right? They won 3 out of 4, but they could not control their own destiny because of this abandoned match situation, which I complained about a few weeks ago. But the sad thing is, according to the comment section, I know you can't base everything off of that. According to the cricketing world, the fan base, no one's really mad about it. Besides us, no one really cares. They've accepted it. I heard, there's not enough days. They can't schedule it. I'm sorry. The last match was on Sunday. The next match is on Wednesday. There's 2 days. 2 days of matches you can make up right there. And then after Thursday, there's a Friday and a Saturday before the final. 2 more days. There's 4 matches right there you can make up right there. 8 teams get a chance to get everything fair, square. Right now, you got England already in there because of this silly abandoned rule. You don't think Australia want to play one more match to get a chance? Or does the World Cup, no one really cares? Is that what it is? If that's what it is, then that's fine. I can accept that. But this Final Four was not what I had predicted. At first I didn't have India in there, and then at the last second, okay, I got India in there. I had Pakistan in there both times. I had New Zealand in there both times. I didn't have England in there. That's how pessimistic I was. I had Australia and I had South Africa like you going in, moving on. At one point I had Sri Lanka in there because they impressed me from the Asia Cup. And they had a good fight, but eventually it wasn't enough. I made a mistake. Netherlands had 2 wins, so sorry, fan base from Netherlands. You had 2 wins. My bad. But you're right about South Africa. They're 2-0. They beat India. They lose a match to no result. And then they completely fall apart. Pakistan sneaks in. So now you have, first of all, it was a fantastic World Cup for me. Thank you so much for asking. My 2 teams played 9 matches, only lost twice, right? One was to South Africa, so I'm not really too happy about that. But both the teams come in are looking very, very strong. Of course, you have the greatest player in the tournament right now, Chris Wilkes. He's healthy. He's ready to go.
Oh, shut your mouth. I'm not even going to allow that. Don't you dare besmirch the greatness of Sky, all right? I'm done with the Chris Wilkes talk.
Listen.
Sky, I like what you say, Sky.
Sky is very good, okay?
But he's not
might be the number one player in all of cricket, but he's no Chris Wilkes, okay? And he knows that too. He knows that. King Kohli, who has all these records all over the place, he understands the truth too. But anyways, with all serious put aside, you got King Kohli and Sky, they're fighting back and forth. Who's the best player in this tournament? I don't know. They're both going crazy. Some other guys are pretty impressive, but these guys are in the Final Four right here. You have India looking the way India should look going into the finals, but they're playing England. England, India, my 2 teams is going to be very stressful. I'm going to be happy and mad at the same time going into that. But one of those 2 teams are going to the final with a chance to win it. New Zealand versus Pakistan. This matchup is very interesting to me. I think most of us would agree without trying to throw hate whatsoever. It's an unfair matchup. New Zealand's been playing super, super well. They're going against Pakistan. Pakistan, like you said, they kind of hobble in there. Listen to this. Babar Azam's got something like 34 or 35 total runs in this tournament. Wow. In this tournament of 5 matches. He can't even get to brutal. 40. And his last match, he got 25. So he got a 0, a 4, 25, and I think like a 1 or a 2. I mean, it's really, really bad. Rizwan, who I said really watch out for, he got a 49, which is really impressive. He had like a 30. But other than that, he hasn't done too much. So they've been able to get to this point without their 2 top bats really firing in every single match. So is this a situation where they're both due? I would think so. Babar Azam, I don't know what's going on. There's this funny thing out there that ever since he shaked hands with Kohli a few months back, he's completely lost it. So there goes that. He messed it up. Or maybe it was last year's World Cup. Whatever it was, his T20 record is not very, very good. But I could see Pakistan beat New Zealand. I really, really can. I have New Zealand favored in that. I have New Zealand, India in the final, but England's very, very strong. They got a lot of players. Josh Butler, I think he's had 2 matches where he just lost his mind. So you get that kind of right. Josh Butler, you pretty much assure yourself a really good chance of winning if he's able to go off. And it's going to be a very, very exciting thing. Once again, India loves to play in Australia. Oh, they love to play in Australia. And that was the main reason why the last second I switched them over to the Final Four because I said, hey, it's Australia. Yeah. They love this place.
They love playing. They love this place. You did say that.
Absolutely. So the first semifinal match is New Zealand, Pakistan coming at you Wednesday, and then India, England coming at you Thursday. And I'm super excited. This has been a great tournament, not just because my teams are in there, but because it's been like everyone has a chance. There's not one team that's ran the table, meaning they've won every single game. Everyone has at least 1 loss. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 no results, which again, by the way, by my math, you could have made up all of those games. Just saying. Besides Afghanistan, that would have been kind of tough because they had 2 no results, but they didn't really show up too much anyway. Sorry, Afghanistan. They really struggled there. You had Netherlands, like I said, 2 wins for an associate nation. Not too bad. Bangladesh showed up, and Bangladesh put a good fight against Pakistan and India in those 2 losses. So they could have had a chance. Like they really could have had a chance to squeak in there. I get the Pakistan score was a lot farther than the India one, but still they were in it is what my point is. So you had a World Cup, which is evenly matched. You had the host nation bounced out once again. I think that happens more often than it never. I don't know how many times, if ever, maybe once or twice tops in any World Cup, the host nation has won it. Not exactly sure, but I'm super excited about it. The abandoned match still makes 0 sense. The DLS still makes 0 sense. And I think, obviously, the abandoned match really affected the Australia-England situation. But I'm wearing red. I'm feeling good about it. Sorry, Australia. Don't worry. You have like 19 World Cups to, rest your head on back at home. So it's really not that big of a deal. Why don't you let someone else have a chance? Is that against the rules or something? Exactly.
Nick, I can only think about you. You remember the very first Matrix when Cypher ends up killing Switch and APOC, and he pulls the plug. That's how I felt. Not like this. If I'm gonna lose, let me lose. Not like this. Not on technicality. That's what hurt the most.
Stupid. I don't get it.
That's what.
How are you gonna tell me there's no days to make it up? I count 4.
It's frustrating. With that being said, I have to be honest. And what I'm being honest about is I think the only solace I get is I think England would have won anyways. Because to me, I think India and England have been the most impressive sides in this tournament. And bro, I was like, who is this Harry Brook kid, right? At the beginning of the tournament. Oh, Harry Brook. He's shown up. And if England has an advantage, it's that one of their best players in Stokes hasn't really done much. It's been Milan, who's hurt, okay, now, but it's been Milan and Alex Hales and Liam Livingston and this kid Harry Brook, you know what I mean, Josh Butler. Bro, they're deep. When I tell you they're deep, they're deep. And the opening partnership for India, to me, is putting so much pressure on that middle order, Nick, because India does not win these matches if they don't get what they've gotten out of both Kohli and Sky. It's got to be Kohli or Sky to give them a half century, basically. All right? And those guys back. I was saying a joke on the stream. Like, I hope that they get those guys a case. Forget about a bottle. Get them a case of Advil. Get them a case of painkillers because their backs are aching from carrying this team. They're scoring all the runs. Nick, that's why I talk about the greatness of Sky. India was about to give it up in that match, and it didn't matter. All right, it didn't matter, right? They were the seeding was already established, right? But India went from 1-0, I think it was 107 or 101 in the 15th over to like 186. They scored 79 runs in the death. Sky, baby! Oh my gosh, he's a savage, Nick. He's an absolute Sky does it for fun. He does it for fun, holding court out there. To me, right now, he is the number 1 T20 player in the world. Period. All right? Period. For a long time, it was Josh Butler. And the other guy who's lost his mind like that in the tournament is Josh Butler, where those guys are just wreaking havoc. Kohli's up there too, because he's got, 350s in this tournament at least, so they're putting it work. But I just think England's attack with the bat is a lot more consistent, right? They're getting it up and down the lineup. Oh, David Milan, out injured, but let's say he's in. He's gone, no problem. We got Butler. Butler gone, no problem. We got Hales. Hale's gone, no problem. We got Harry Brook. Harry Brook gone, no problem. We got Liam Livingston. It goes on and on and on and on. Oh, Moeen Ali also holding court. Bro, it's literally been. I think you got a 50 last match, if I'm not mistaken, or close to a 50 from Pandya, and that's it. Rohit Sharma is a shell of himself. Yes, Rohit, you've joined the Sinister Six because you do not get the kind of hate that Kohli gets. You do not get the kind of hate. I finally turned a couple people in the last stream, by the way, Nick. I finally got my legion of followers.
He's always
joining the Sinister Six. So Rohit, show up, because it's embarrassing. No, KL Rahul was the one that gave the 50. But other than that, bro, it's all been Kohli and Sky. So I think from that perspective, England has the advantage. Bowling, England's got the pace, and I am concerned that India keeps going with these multiple spinners in Australia. I do not understand. And even though you're going to say, Ashwin had like a 3-wicket haul. Yeah, Ashwin's been getting pumped, and he got the tail end, cousin. Let him try to do that to England, where England's tail end is like 7-8 deep. 7-8 deep. All right. Everybody over there, Ricks. Curran had 44 runs. Nick, you think that Ashman's gonna get away with that with Curran? And Curran is like the leading wicket taker. Well, second or third in this tournament. All right. So don't tell me that that's gonna work. Axar Patel has been terrible, Nick. He got hootied. I'm telling you. India needs to make a change. India better not have both Axar Patel and Ashwin in there. And the last thing I'll say is, people say, well, Gabe, who do they go to? There's a guy named Deepak Huda whose bat is way better than Axar Patel. And explain to me this. If not for an all-rounder, because he can also give you overs, why is he on this team, Nick? I'm just curious. Why is he on this team? Why'd you bring him? You telling me as deep as India is, they didn't have another bat to think that they could bring? Why is Deepak Huda here? What did he do? Did he eat somebody's lunch? Did he step on somebody's knickers? I mean, what did he do? I'm just curious. So, to me,
he's been a very strong all-rounder for someone who's mostly bat heavy. For someone who's had to fill in a lot for this A squad throughout this year and injury riddled, he's put up a lot of great innings. And the thing is, you don't need Deepak Huda to be Sky or Kohli. You have him at like 5 or 6, right? If he can give you a 25 or a 30 with a 130 strike rate, you'll take that any day of the week. You look at a lot of these scorecards, even England as well, for the most part. To your point, it's 2 guys is all you really need to fire, and it doesn't really matter the rest of them. As far as scores, I mean by fire, not getting rid of them. And I think matching up, I do think England does look a little stronger to India. I really, really do. India's bowling, I don't think is up to the task, but it's not like England's bowling is absolutely dominant outside of Chris Wokes, right?
Oh,
because
my gosh.
you have a Sam Curran. Have we not seen him be hooty before? Absolutely.
What? Thank you. Where was this Sam Curran with CSK?
17 run over not too long ago. Livingstone, he's sneaky good. Like, you wouldn't think about him as being one of their weapons. In my opinion, he's one of their weapons. Ben Stokes, sneaky good as well. But they don't have anyone. And Rashid, he can be good, but he's hit or miss. They don't have anyone outside of Chris Wokes that really makes, puts fear. I think he puts fear. And I can't help but keep a straight face because I know how you're going to react. But I'm dead serious. I'm sorry. They played against their biggest opponent. A lot of people would say the top seed in this tournament, even though India has a better overall winning percentage record in New Zealand. And they beat him. They beat him by 20 runs. Chris Wokes had himself 2 wickets, 4 overs, 33 runs given. So I'm just saying, against the big bad New Zealand, he doesn't show up. Give me a break. I think England is a better, and you got Alex Hales. Alex Hales, I know you've been begging for a long time. I've been excited to see the guy. I can't believe he's on the same field as Ben Stokes, which is awesome, right? This guy is showing up, and what is he doing? Half century, 40 some odd, this or that. He's that great opening partner with Josh Butler. They seem to be gelling really well. There's only one match in this tournament, the 4 matches that England's played, where they haven't really done anything together. But most of the matches, they're doing a great partnership together, a 50 partnership at least, and one of them's going off. So it seems, to your point, like they're more dangerous. I think I don't got to pick India to win. I don't know. I did earlier say that, but you're making some great points. You make me nervous. I put India, I'm not going to lie, above England as far as this or that, but I've seen India so many times in a World Cup. I can't get excited. So I'm going to change. I'm going to change my prediction. I think England's winning this match against India. Sorry, India fans, but I do think they match up better. But it's also a little bit of something I'm taking from my 8-year-old son, where he has become a Texans fan of football because his teacher made everyone choose a football team to follow and to write letters to. So he chose the Texans. So this is so much fun because he never cared about football. He's watching every game. He knows the names of the teams. He's watching it with me. It's a lot of fun. So I've been kind of become a Texans fan because my son's rooting for him. And his plan last week when they played the Eagles, who were the best team in the NFL at that point, he said, "Dad, I'm rooting for the Eagles because my luck sucks. And that means the Texans will win." Right? And he's like, and plus, if the Eagles win, that means I get my luck back because I'm rooting for them. He's so funny. So I'm rooting. I want England or India to go forward, but I want India to break through in a World Cup. So I'm going to be rooting for England. A little bit of a reverse jinx there, but I would not be mad at all, especially when my man Chris Wokes gets 3 or 4 wickets. Just saying. Watch out, Coley. Watch out.
Sorry. I think it's going to be England. I talked about this, looking at both sides, how they match up, looking at the bowling. And, I besmirched Sam Curran because he blew it for CSK because he got absolutely hootie, but he also won a lot of games for CSK. And he had a 5-wicket haul in this tournament. I've seen that from Sam Curran. But he's your leading wicket taker. I've also seen this guy get pumped. So which Sam Curran are we going to get? You know what I mean? That's probably the X factor. Because if they take out those his 4 overs, you know what I mean? So I agree with you, right? There is some weakness there, some chink in the armor, and Milan being gone also hurts, but they're still so deep. You know what I mean? Harry Brook. And the thing is, even if Sam Curran gets hootied, he can still put up 50 runs. Is Axar Patel doing that? That's what I'm saying.
He has the ability, but he hasn't shown that in a long time.
He's been terrible. He's been terrible. Absolutely. I don't know why India's playing it. So for this leg of the tournament, of the Final Four, I'm going with England. All right, Nick. On the other side, New Zealand versus Pakistan. Listen, there's 3 things that are certain in life. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Death. If you live in America, taxes, and New Zealand being in a final because they hold court, cousin. How you pick them? Bro, they've been in every. It's like they punched their card already. 2024, yeah, down in Florida in the West Indies, yeah, we'll be there. Punch our card. We'll be in the final. What? ODI? Yeah, no problem. We'll be there too. What? T20? Test World Championship? Yeah, we're there too. It doesn't matter. It's like The Rock. Remember when The Rock was in the WWF? Who are we facing? It doesn't matter who we're facing. We're always in there. New Zealand holds court, Nick. How could you pick against them? Especially with the struggles that Pakistan has had with the bat. Not besmirching Pakistan, but let's be honest here. All right, they backdoored their way into this final. They got lucky. They needed so much help, bro. Again, I laugh and make jokes about investigation of Bavuma, but so many things had to go right for them to even get in. Are you serious? Think about it. Just think about it. New Zealand just beat India in the Test World Championship, right? New Zealand barely lost in the ODI Championship, if not for a miscounted run and some questionable running there by Ben Stokes in the throwing lane. Oh, I just got some more England fans mad at me. Don't get mad. Guys, I just told you sides to win, all right? But I also speak the truth. Questionable. Ask any New Zealand fan. Questionable, all right? You can't count. You could do DLS, Empire, but you don't know the difference between 6 and 5 runs?
That's a good point.
Okay. And they were just in the T20 championship last year. Bro, New Zealand don't even just punch their ticket. Don't even watch the game. I'll probably still watch the game, but they're in. England, India, I say it's probably 60-40. All right? That's a game. That's a toss-up. New Zealand, Pakistan? It's like saying what time's the sun coming out tomorrow, bro? Because it's coming out. New Zealand in another final. I don't even need to talk about it anymore. Don't worry about the players. It doesn't matter. It's just that leaf on their uniform means we get through, cousin. Nick, your thoughts?
I completely agree. I think New Zealand pushes past Pakistan, but don't be so sure. I can't tell you how many times in sports we were so sure about an outcome. It didn't happen that way. Go talk to the Philadelphia Philly fans, for crying out loud, in Major League Baseball. When you're so sure about an outcome, when the stars are aligned and something doesn't happen, it's frustrating. I can see Pakistan has enough weapons, honestly, to win this match against New Zealand. New Zealand is not unflappable, for crying out loud. Their only loss was to England, so that's pretty impressive. Another team that's in the quarterfinals here, or the semifinals. But New Zealand is the favorite. They're the heavy favorite. I would say 80-20, 70-30 at least, if nothing, lower than that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Pakistan's able to get back there because they want to face India again, possibly in that final. And they just want to win a World Cup more than the India part. But sometimes the cricket gods align certain things. And I'm sorry, but are these 4 teams the biggest matchup? Obviously, Pakistan, India, 100%. And it could happen. It absolutely could happen the way everything was set up. But I definitely think New Zealand's going to move on. So it looks like we both are predicting England, New Zealand, okay, in the final. And I hate to say it to you, Gabe. I'm a little bit of a homer. I'm not going to lie. History's going to repeat itself. England's going to hoist the World Cup against New Zealand. New Zealand, and you really can't like call them chokers, right? They have a WTC, the first and only title there. But once again, they're going to come so close and just not snatch it. But I can see the opposite 100%.
You're absolutely right, right? Sometimes the stars align. Narrative, right? And right now, for as much as I absolutely hate, and I hate the ICC, it's like, Are they dumb or are they stupid geniuses? You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is they couldn't have picked a better Final Four because the narratives built here. Imagine it's India, Pakistan. Breaking the internet, all right? Come on, let's just be real. That's breaking the internet, all right? Willow, ESPN, Deportes, everybody's stream is going to go down because everybody's watching, all right? Then, okay, let's say Pakistan doesn't get through. Oh, India versus New Zealand. Narrative. India feel like they got cheated when they weren't played in that WTC championship because, excuse me, this is a test championship. Really? One match when it should be test, right? A series? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like the narrative is built. Revenge. The revenge tour. I could see it. Or let's say England get through, which is what I believe is going to happen. England, New Zealand. Narrative. I see on the last ball a controversial bye because this time it's Kane Williamson running in the lanes and the ball gets hit off him and there's a bye for 4. But oops, sorry, I don't have my abacus out. I can't count, so I'm gonna say 6 runs instead of 5. Okay. It would be sweet revenge for New Zealand to come back and beat England, even though England's already beat them in this tournament, and they do look like the much stronger side. But to come back and just smack them in a white ball tournament because England beat them in that white ball tournament. Like every narrative here is amazing. I think the worst outcome for the ICC would be like England, Pakistan, because there's not that much controversy there as far as like those two sides are concerned. But if you got 4 possible outcomes and you got a 75% chance of having a huge match with huge narratives already built in, you don't even got to try to settle this. Are the ICC dumb? Are these umpires bad? Is DLS or is it working exactly the way they want it to? Mr. Conspiracy Theorist. You guys know what that is? The Godfather just pulling strings? Wow, we're over here ranting about DLS. And abandoned matches. You got this is my impression of the ICC board. Okay, fellas, so this year we want, let's try to get India, Pakistan in there. If not, New Zealand, England in there. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have this game DLS style, and then we're going to abandon this match over here. That's them smoking their cigars or whatever, because, they're in the back in some room with their brandy and their cigars, like, and I got exactly what I got. Let's break the internet. 1 billion views and all the pay-per-view and all the TV money, and you stupid Americans think we don't know. Listen, I'm doing exactly what I want to do. Gabe, you're the one that doesn't know because we know the system doesn't work. But it's a beautiful system because if we don't know how it works, then neither do you. That's what it is. They're geniuses, Nick. I was wrong. That's why they're at where they're at because they ended up with the perfect outcome for this tournament. I hate them so much. Why did it work out for the ICC? Why? It's times like this that I question the big guy upstairs. Like, really? Really, God? I'm serious. That and when the Yankees get swept in the playoffs.
This is absolute blasphemy in so many different ways. Now, I never questioned the ICC's intelligence, I don't think. I always made the accusation that they just don't care, right? And your point there would support that they just don't care. They want to do what they want to do. They don't care. And this is funny because this is a sport of fair play. It's a gentleman's game. This or that, whatever. And still love it. If we didn't love the sport, we wouldn't be talking about as much as we do. Yeah. But it should be absolutely fantastic. We're talking about in just a few days. It's the semifinals is going to go down. And then by Sunday, for us in the middle of the night, we're going to have a decision. We're going to have a champion. I'm going to wake up Sunday mornings, I get ready for church, and I'm going to know who is the World Cup champion. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Let us know what you think. Let us know your predictions. Let us know your thought about the tournament so far. Let us know if there's anything else you hate or you love that we did not mention. Let us know who's going to win the entire thing. Don't give me this maybe. Let us know who you got. And don't just pick the side that you're a fan of. Try, even though I did. Try and be objective. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.